You're back. Good. What can I help you with? More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything. Glad to have been of assistance.
Hello again, esteemed officer. Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? Don't you feel compelled? Go! Get back there. The books, everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself.
She's attempting to mentally direct you towards the shelves. She only wants you to buy the goods. She doesn't care about the books.
Truth be told, not really. My sister brings in most of the goods. I'm sure it's all very literary stuff with well-written prose. But you don't learn about the important things in life from fabricated stories. The truth is available if you just know where to look, and you have to open and free your mind to understand.
She smiles and nods, seemingly. The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles. A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching. Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular man from Heimdall in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading. She's laughing at him, belittling him. Between the throne and the Heimdall man lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Heimdall and the Devil Woman. The display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Heimdall novels. A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous. These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen. A couple of spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Thrilling tales of spycraft. Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how, what's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year, not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf? Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly stalwart crime. These, what's not a single mention. You see, a killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the murder house. The final, yes, tragedy. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen? Shelves filled to the brim with crust. Your attempt to grasp at the answer fails. Shelves filled to the brim with your attempt to grasp at the answer. Shelves filled to the brim with crust. Your attempt to grasp at. Shelves filled to the brim with your attempt to grasp.
Oh, crime, robberies, murders.
Shelves filled to the brim with crust. Your attempt to grasp. Shelves filled to the brim with. Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book. A worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic Hard-Boiled Phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend and has just a few days to prove his innocence. Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals? Then this is the book for you. The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see, browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Irv. And High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tornadoes. Next to Irv's life story, next to that.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free.
She understands she has aired.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead.
Browsing high speed. Next.
I really must.
I'm
sorry, I did.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty.
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though. That old thing. It's an out-of-date map of from when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago.
The place does not look like a successful tourist trap.
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business. Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias. These 3 things are very important. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to pay. It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to, and which costs more than this book, is garbage. Wholeness, unity, balance. On the other hand, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill. The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants. There's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this? The throbbing in your head increases with every passing moment you gaze at this show. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book becomes apparent. The title, the book contains very little explanation on the matter. The book contains descriptions of various pseudoscientific therapies alternative medicines and folk remedies involving the Pale, also known as le territoire. For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venik or hand broom. Made from the leafy twig, it is supposedly invigorating and good for the circulation. It also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have been aged in the Pale. Readers are instructed to cover these jars in a shallow hole just inside the Pale. And among other benefits, it is alleged to restore. That seems improbable. Shelves full of biographies of famous people. Browsing suddenly, a high-speed
I would say...
Shelves full of biographies of famous people, whoever they are. Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly stalwart.
Of course.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of your finger moves through the various streets. Across Rue de Song, finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and select the Map tab.
In your hand, you hold Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity. The brittle paperback feels fragile to the touch. The cover features a pastiche of different scenes. In the foreground, a man in a dark overcoat clutches a pistol to his chest. The tagline reads, Detective Dick Mullen must prove his innocence after an old friend is... Needless to say, it violates nearly every RCM regulation for a detective to investigate a murder.
Are you really reading that, detective? That's probably for the best. Those books aren't exactly famed for their tight plotting.
It's much more about the dark and deadly atmosphere. The story opens with a knock at the door. Detective Dick Mullen is greeted by an old friend, Charlie Spillane, who's come to Mullen to ask a favor on this dark and cold night. Spillane needs Mullen to drive him in from Vespa to a small town along the Insulindian coast. Despite his friend's apparent agitation, an extremely unprofessional and hurtful stereotype that's offensive to all upstanding officers of the law. 2 days later, Mullen is arrested by the Vespa police and charged with the murder of Charlie Spillane. At his interrogation, Mullen learns, desperate to clear his name, Mullen manages to convince the Vespa police to release him for 3 days so that Mullen may solve his friend's murder and prove his innocence. Of course, Mullen didn't do it. That's the whole premise of the book. Anyway, Mullen returns to the seaside bar where Spillane was murdered and meets a beautiful, mysterious woman named, and not just any dame. She's truly one in a million, a knockout whose mind is as dangerous as her curves. But she's got a secret. Secrets are the currency of human relation. Your secrets are unknown even unto you. So does that make you a rich man or a beggar? Deneuve reveals that she was Spillane's lover and that he was mixed up with a local amphetamine smuggling operation. As soon as Mullen begins pulling at strings, the whole conspiracy begins. Not only is the local police captain in on the amphetamine ring, so is the son of a powerful politician. Outwardly, the old police captain, he would certainly have the motive and the means, but the captain walks with a notice, a typical privileged twat. In all likelihood, the kid doesn't exactly have Dick Mullen's manly build. Torvald, the art collector, is a strung out. That said, Torvald, at one evening, Deanna Deneuve, yes, comfort and pleasure, the warmth of another human's touch. Well, that testimony won't be admissible any longer. As the two lovers share a I love you, always aim for the center of mass. Whatever it is, Mullen never hears the words. A blow to the base of his skull knocks him out cold instantly. Who can you trust in this wicked, messed up world? The lieutenant gives you a quizzical expression in return. When Mullen comes to, Deneuve is dead on the hostel bed next to him. To make matters worse, his clothes are... Mullen trashes his blood-stained clothes, fleeing a crime scene, destroying evidence. Even if Dick Mullen won't be sent to the clink for the sake of some, the heat is on. If Dick Mullen can't solve both murders before, can you solve the case before the cops close in? So, who did it, detective? Who killed Charlie Spillane and Deanna Deneuve? Could be. Who knows? Only one way to find out. You begin furiously flipping through pages. Even as you know these books follow a series of well-worn tropes. You try to grab the pages as they come loose, but your fingers aren't. Dozens of pages scatter across the ground. The last fifth or so of the book seems to have been lost. It's possible that you could gather and reassemble the pages, but it would take...
Ah, yes. The problem with mass-market paperback. Perhaps this is a sign that you should get back to solving your own murder, huh?
In your hand, you hold 4/5 of Dick Mullen and the mistaken identity.
Looking for something? It's about biological determinism, natural law. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with a coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep. I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books, huh? The science of racial theory has all been proved, even if some people don't want to accept. People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the... Oh? Don't push your luck, Runt.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays. Their logo is the Bloodless.
Just ask me if you need anything from St. Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, Magnesium, and Hypnogamma. I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is a nasal spray. Duramine is a really good I don't really know what Hypnogamma is. I guess it makes you feel less Uh-huh.
can I help you? Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole. Like I said before, I don't know much about this weasel, but Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Eberhard's law. But really...
Is he actually comparing you, an officer of the law, to some... Come on. He's just trying to keep the peace. The man whispers a jaunty tune. A coastal breeze ruffles his... Not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly. You're back before the cargo container. Why are you even trying to open a door with rhetoric? You're back before the cargo container. What? You're back before the cargo container. It's why? You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not... What? You're back before the cargo container. 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 Why? The lyric, the accent.
Container.
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time. Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction.
I think the odds of that are very low.
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what his game is first.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out.
Words flow like a river of honey from his lip. I guess word has already reached him. It's just a brown folder. You can't make out.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Asking too many questions will make you look weak. Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first. As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. Is he trying to hide that it's not a real RCM?
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinet.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a very busy man, so is there anything else I can do for you, Harry?
That means he doesn't really know anything about you. A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on. You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here, you need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I hear there is some trouble with the water lock, but they should fix. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then we can talk about your gun. Most certainly, Harry. Nothing brightens my day like brainstorming these things with you. But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after.
You can now go and tell Titus about this.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real. I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
Needless to say, this is another move. Don't take it.
Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else? How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little
So you believe the scabs were organized?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant.
That does sound quite unlikely, yes. The big guy leading, he's not scared of them. If anything, he likes them being here.
By all means, Harry, what's on your mind?
On second glance, someone has forgotten.
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paper.
Let's see what's inside, he thinks. The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara, and the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry. Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense. It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants. All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled.
One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list. Remember, Leo, all items on the list have been crossed out. Hundreds, and the same material. You already went through all of the drawers. Select.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me...
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You gonna go and tell on us? You gonna let him talk to me like that, Titus?
Let's see. Yeah, I guess I am, you big pussy. The old man sent word you'd be around again. That's the reason I'm being so forthcoming with you. Don't wear it out.
But having Everard back you up like that did seem to have some effect.
You still on about that bullet? A bullet in a hangman's head. You're right.
Indeed. Mighty. How did it get there?
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so... I guess it's only logical.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
Sire, it would be an event most dramatic if you were to produce the bullet and dangle it before their very eyes.
Wow! He's got it in a real evidence bag and all!
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
All the goofing around is to avoid lying. It's a technique. They're only pretending to enjoy this. Beneath the act, they don't like you knowing this.
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
It's not like you blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there, somewhere.
Again, just get the dead guy's autograph.
Good one, Titus.
We hanged him up by his neck until he got...
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
You're pretty sure you've had at least 2 years of cop school, and
The autopsy showed there were no ligature marks. His hands were not tied. Can you explain that?
we... Look, I'm not gonna play 20 questions with you, capo.
Yeah, I knocked him out. Came up behind him and clapped him in the back of the head. He went down like a sack of...
That's right, lawman. And then we...
make them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up.
My fucking elbow, Copper. Samaran boxing style.
Samaran boxing, or Sambo, is an eloquently violent set of one-on-one fighting moves. He may be lying, but he's good at it. No twitching, no rushing, no
Right fucking here. Eugene already told you that the fuck had started...
Yeah, man, weren't you listening?
Actually, they're admirably surprised.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Starting from the right, sit and in the far corner. On, let's call this in conclusion, exact.
The fuck is with you, fella? You
Indeed.
will.
It's bound to...
Sire, it would be an event.
Why don't you go home and look...
You know,
Around the...
All the goof, they're only pretending.
Shit!
Yeah.
No, he meant...
Before? After?
never...
It's not like you blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there, somewhere.
Oh,
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You gonna...
that's the old man.
But haven't Everard back you up like that.
Again.
Good one, Titus.
We...
Didn't they...
You're pretty.
The autopsy showed...
Yeah,
That's right.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first. Then,
my...
Samurai, he may be lying.
Right fuck...
Yeah, man.
My fucking...
He may be lying, but he's good at it. No twitch. Actually, they're admirably, surprisingly composed. The entire room. Given how, well, this one, but he's always...
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. You
Indeed.
will.
It's bound...
Sire,
Why don't you go home and...
You know,
Around...
all the... They're only...
Shit!
Yeah.
No, he...
Before? After?
never...
It's not like you blew it wide open,
And what's gonna happen if you
Left the old man's
But having Everard back,
again. We
didn't they?
you're pretty.
The autopsy?
Yeah,
that's right.
Make them a bit more.
my
Samurai, he may be.
my fuck
He may.
my fuck
He may be lying.
right fucking
Yeah, man, weren't you listening?
Actually,
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
starting from the and then in on his size. In conclusion, exact.
The fuck is with you, fella?
Indeed.
Well,
it's bound
Sire,
Why don't you go home?
you know,
around
all the good they only protect.
shit.
Yeah.
No, he,
Before? After?
never
It's not like he blew it. Why?
And what's gonna you could
left the old.
But starting sit across and then in the on in exact.
The fuck is with you, fella? Again.
good one, Titus.
How many people have you sent to the Shays?
Shares electric is
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
But you see, a lawman, is something people agree upon. We hanged it.
Didn't they teach
you're pretty.
the autopsy?
Yeah,
That's right.
Make them a bit more.
my fucking
Samurai, he may be lying, but he's
right fucking
Yeah, man, weren't you listening?
actually.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Starting and the M in the in conclusion.
The fuck is with you, fella?
and
Yeah. Let me.
Explode, but having Everard back you up like that.
Indeed.
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many hits.
it's bound to
Sire, it would be an
Why don't you go?
You know,
around the
all the they only
shit.
yeah.
No, he,
Before? After?
never.
it's not starting across and then the M in the on his side in exact.
The fuck is with you? How many people?
Shares
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years.
But you see, a lawman, we hang.
Didn't they
you're pretty.
the autopsy?
Yeah,
That's right.
Make them
my fuck
Samurai, he may be lying,
right
Yeah, man.
my fuck
he may be lying, but he's good at it. Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But
No. Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful.
keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of.
And fuck you, too, Copper. Picking on Angus like this.
His all-muscle comment wasn't sarcastic. This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not
Like what, Copper? About fucking time. Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
established.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Starting from the right and on side in
The fuck is with you, fella?
It's
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar? You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men, sitting on desks, talking shit.
Huh? You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
Speak for yourself, buddy. We've been giving a shit for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together.
They don't know, man. They weren't here. We had 3 shootings a week, kids dead, fucking graffito everywhere.
Congratulations on the graffiti removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about
So what? What do you want from me?
Don't let him drink that. One more pull. Just don't antagonize him. You have this already.
Titus is hiding nothing. Titus?
You want to talk to her? Fine, talk to her. I got...
Everybody has something to hide. He's certain.
So long as you treat her with respect. No questioning, no harassment.
What is her name?
Glacia. I'm on due. She's staying here in the whirling in rags. A real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit. Blonde. That's I'm on due.
Shit. The girl. The girl upstairs? That can't be her. She knows you drank so hard you
Oh, it's her! It's definitely her! It's Miss Oranje, disco dancer!
Sure. Why not? You've probably seen her around.
You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting.
I don't understand what's so cool here.
Nothing. We just have a few more questions.
Whatever you do, do not tell him you know her. Calm. Normal. Try to forget this little hiccup.
Remember what I said. Freight train.
Officer, what was that? Yes. The victim? Is there something I should know before we talk?
Whatever you do, don't say the first thing.
Understood. You were not in good shape on Monday. This is unprofessional. Not sharing information with me is unprofessional.
His opinion of you has lowered considerably. Before the cargo container. Its draw has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have no reply. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. Doesn't sound like there's anything inside the container. Despite the dirt that surrounds and trails you, a beacon of light emerges from the door. Stands silent.
Satisfied, detective?
Try again. Just like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism unlocks.
You can't be serious.
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital. The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review. Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
Welcome, welcome. Not too much actually. Just pleasantly surprised to have company today.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange and overwhelming.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen? Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days. Anyhow, my name is Rustam Theodor, investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual. And you are?
Mr. Theodore, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
Pleasure to meet you, Harry. Public service is a noble cause. Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun. By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly? Herschel. I remember walking its streets as a teenager. There used to be a bowling alley in Stella Maris. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money. There simply aren't enough hours a day to handle all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. They're always more and they never see spending money is a matter of desire. I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that. Smart, you know? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising with extremely high net luxury yachts, high fidelity portable radio systems, fail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit what? No, I didn't say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't tell anyone I told you that.
Oh Lord, not this again. We have a murder to solve, and yet you go around bothering everyone about money, arguing that you think it's somehow related, and yet it never seems to get us any...
It's quite alright. I'm used to the question by now. To be blunt, I inherited all I did was take her fortune and invested prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow up.
Actually, at the level this guy is, it takes several generations to do that. But, alright.
I'm gotta tell you, at first, being rich is a lot of work. You've got to work hard because everything's good. Then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me not to make money. My assets are so diversified. Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really. Precisely, Harry. You know, I hear people talk sometimes about economic equality and fairness and all that kind of stuff. But tell me, where would we be without liberty? A nightmare scenario. A world of slavery and violence. Which brings to where we are right now. The freedom of mankind can only be derived from the free flow of capital. It is truly. It's almost entirely carefree. It really leaves you time to...
Hey! All this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what you need to ask him about.
What do you mean? Are you talking about my chin? Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed
The
it.
Weiss-Wieserman coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worth between individuals. When the coefficient is close to 1, or 100%, it means one person possesses all the net worth. Among that group of individuals, it's been observed that when the Weiss-Wieserman coefficient reaches about 0.96 or so, the laws of physics begin to bend around.
Among other things. But calm down. I am but a lowly single-digit billionaire. That's good.
I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who is unusually well dressed for Martinez, in a cargo.
Yes, I imagine that those books...
Could you please stop asking people for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look worse than we already do.
It's perfectly alright. Based on your appearance, as you may know, us high-net-worth individuals do not have a lot of cash on hand. Investments and liquidity are enemies of our. Here is 3 real. How much can you get for this? That's the idea, my friend. You've got to work for the rest. Maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment.
These ultra-liberal types love losing huge sums of money on ludicrous proposals. Ergo, you should come up.
Thanks for stopping by. If you ever have an idea you want to pitch me, I'm all ears.
The door is closed.
Who is it?
Tired. Control.
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open.
Sounds like it's coming from upstairs somewhere. This medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills. Pharmaceuticals line the shelves. Sheet upon sheet of pill bottle. Next to pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol. Nacra. This is used to treat opioid overdoses. Always handy to have around.
Interesting. That's used for diamorphine overdoses.
Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gotwaldian, marked red blister packs you find. What? A bright orange bottle with peptide stamped on it. In sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that.
Peptide. A euphemism for pharmaceutical amphetamine.
The fuck are you waiting for? Let's get super fucking preppy. It's speed, man. Just what you were looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine and talk about psychological disorders. But what we're seeing here is... This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp, smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. But following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface.
Looks like it, yes.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air. The wind brushes them off the roof. They're gone. Just as you look at the flowers, you catch a single white flower between your fingers. The rest fly off into the young woman looks at the Maybell in your hand. Just a glance. The lieutenant gives you an acknowledgement. The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
I don't know. It is not the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue... I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to... The vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant.
It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the bracket. Sounds like it's heavy, too. Must be something valuable inside to go through the trouble of protecting it. The door is very...
Welcome to the roof.
Her hair is still slick from the shower. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body. Built...
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will. It's much nicer now.
Where the dead body used to hang, clearly visible from the roof, but no longer.
Thank you for that, officers. Truly.
There is something in her light brown eyes, a sadness, when she thinks about the death of that man.
Oh yes, Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there. I know. That's probably also why the cleaning lady quit.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I see you've already met my colleague.
Have I ever? Have you grown accustomed to your role as a police officer? Like riding a coppercycle.
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult. She looks at the dried petals in your palm. Chipped white polish covers the nail. It's long and sharp, like a mini dagger. The petal crumbles on contact.
Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style? Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer. Because of the wind?
Or an admirer?
Admirers? I'm too old to be a debutante. And this place is no fashionable society.
Question avoided. Let's conclude that she has admirers. Plenty of them.
Yes, you're just one room away. Very personal.
Good. Yes. This means she could have heard something. Like what you were doing before you blacked out.
You do not need to know that. What you need is to ask normal police questions, like...
Get a grip, he thinks. At least do your personal stuff when I'm not here.
Something difficult? I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean? It's a bit early in the morning for raped.
She sounds positively buoyant, vivacious, totally unbothered.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with not raped. I can't say that stuff about him. Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, you know, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more,
By they, she means the Hardy Boys.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. Pretty much.
Warning them.
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
And his role in this strike was... what?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
Bullet? They shot him too?
I'm not picking up on any theatrecraft here, sir. The pause is sincere.
They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused, sorry.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened. I just know what they told me. And Sylvie, the bartender.
This is beginning to get confusing for you too. and we don't like that. Where was she last Sunday night?
Cowering. I was cowering downstairs with Sylvie. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe. I keep seeing him, like he is now. I can't talk about it.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
They're frequent guests downstairs. They have a booth for union members. They're probably down there now. Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
There must be more to it. You should return to this topic after you've talked about her relationship with the deceased, maybe.
We partied. With all due respect, sir, I think we partied a little harder than that. Oh, it is. You're still alive.
What did you do when you partied?
We drank, sir. A lot. For weeks, basically. We had that effect on each other. We made...
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite... Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts. You look to the lieutenant.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
Jackpot.
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Ravachol, miss.
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little. With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it, into the cold wire.
So that's why the phone is out of order. She tampered with the whirling landline.
Did I? Fuck. I didn't mean to. I had no idea what I was doing.
Jigsaw falling into place. This is satisfying. Good catch. I appreciate the symmetry.
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was the right thing to do.
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there. Like I said, we met over drinks. A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy Boys?
I have. Which ones, sir? I don't remember precisely. Tied.
Could that have been part of the reason they hanged him?
I hope not. Actually, I know that's not the reason. I'm careful about that kind of thing. Not crossing the wires, you know? But that men like that? I don't know. It's the way their imaginations work. I suspect it's what they'd like to do to me.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief.
Should we head back downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
As he says so, you feel the young woman looking at you and get a feeling you can't quite put your finger on. A suspicion. She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth.
Clasier Amandu. Vredefort, Republic of Oranje. I'm 28. Something stupid. Oranese lit. Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university. Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are only the name of the name.
If that's true, then Revacholian lit would fit you like a glove.
Nothing. I do nothing with it. Cool. I've made more money by just being than I have with Rani's lit. Many things. A roller skating instructor.
It's the world's most tired smile.
The record. So official. Why not? I'll be here until 11.
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy Boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window. Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan. What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it. If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her. You think so? She seemed forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure. The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. Six crumbling petals rest on your palm. They're white. You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not selling or leasing anything. It's not a perfect solution, but...
How else are you going to build something? It's always inconvenient to build things, and there is no loophole. The simple truth is, the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise.
I should have seen it. Evrard probably has eyes on us, but we could try to get other people to sign this instead of those listed. Or you could forge their signatures yourself. By the time he finds out, we'll already be gone. However, we'll need access to the coast before we do anything. Evrard won't believe you got villager signatures if you can't even get to the village. You can try a forgery as soon as we can cross the waterlock.
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street. It's going to be awfully close to the already existing buildings. Almost. This is either an ominous or cool architectural choice. My money is on cool. Looks like a cubic pyrite. This window is
The clowns are still hanging around. What is it now? Fuck! I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
You've hit a nerve. Titus is furious. No, more than that. The loyal Titus feels betrayed.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whore, nor did he say anything about trusting her.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
This is a diversion. Stay on track.
She wasn't raped. The witnesses' statements were very clear.
Lawman, I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her. And you went and pushed her.
Titus Hardy!
Success. Titus backs off. Fists down.
Everard personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you...
When she's angry, she emphasizes the S. It gives her voice a strangely hypnotic. Frankly, it's a bit terrifying. Someone has to rush in to break the tension.
Look, Copper. We know that that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him choice to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad. Listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
This is their last play, this tape. Their story is in tatters. A mess. It might be nice to listen to, but...
You don't care about evidence. The fuck are you a cop for, then?
Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They are fucking keeping a score on their bulletin boards.
I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about.
There's a lot of questions. If you ask them now, they'll just keep bringing up the tape. Listen to it, and they'll have nothing to hide behind.
What's on it? We call it the door gun a mega mix. You'll know why.
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
Where can I listen to this? Why don't you try shoving it up?
Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker.
I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's not a problem.
Don't forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy. You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
You stare at the great door gunner Megamix. The tape feels ominous. Upon it, the...
Yes?
The purity of snow always reminds me of I prefer the old name, Insulindian Lily. Girls bought them to young cadets when they entered service. Wearing them on your cap was supposed to bring good luck. You know what? No. They brought me misery.
You stirred up some bad memory.
But it wasn't the revolutionaries that sullied the ID for you, was it?
Enough! I can go over these matters in detail with you, Gaston.
Maybells don't blossom yet, do they?
Maybe on some remote parts of the city they do. But I think you'll have to wait for at least a month.
She's still browsing books.
Hello, sir. How is the investigation going? Found any curses yet? Oh, that's great! I hope exciting adventures lie ahead. And me? Oh, that's Auntie Billy. She's nice if a bit distressed. No, sir. She's a working woman who comes. I think she is a bad husband. Not very nice or helpful.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?